Hello guys, welcome back to my channel Coding with Kobe, and this is the Programming with C series, and in this video we will set up our environment for C. We will be using Visual Studio Code as our code editor and MinGW as our compiler. So let's get started. So this is Visual Studio Code. I really highly recommend this. It's a very nice code editor which has a very large community for support. So just in case you encounter any problem and you find it hard to get rid of that problem, it's easy to get it solved because there are a lot of people using it and probably have encountered this challenge and will be glad to help you out. Okay, and before I go on, this PDF file, the link to this PDF file has been added in the description of this video and was added in the description of the previous video. So if you have been following this series, you should have the link to this file. Okay, so move to the fourth page. You see this here, official website link. Click on this link and it should send you to the official website of this. I'll go back and rather copy it to Chrome. I prefer Chrome over Microsoft Edge. It's my personal preference, no hard feelings. And okay, alright, so by default the site will detect your operating system and give you a download link corresponding to your operating system. If you still think what has been provided to you is not what you desire, you can change it here by selecting the package for your operating system, macOS, Windows or Linux. Alright, so just click on the download for Windows and you send it to the download page. Thank you for downloading. The download should start any moment from now. I already have the setup file, so I'll have to cancel the download and go straight to the setup file. I think it's in my downloads folder. Programs, Visual Studio Code. Alright, that's it. Let me go back to the PDF file. So it says here, typical setup name looks like this, especially for Windows. So VS Code user setup.x64 1.473, that's the version number .exe, showing that it's a Windows executing file. So where's my folder? Oh, that's the same. The last number, that 1.47.3 could change by the time you download it. It doesn't really matter. You just know that this is how it looks like. Okay, so you double click it to run it. Run. Okay, and this should show the agreement page. You could read through and get a detail about how and what to and what not to do in this software. Then accept, then click next. Please make sure that all these boxes are ticked because they are very necessary. You do so, and you could click the create a desktop icon if you really want one. I do like to arrange them down here, as you can see, so that I can just click them easily, access them from anywhere, from any app. So far as they are on the taskbar, they are easily accessible. Okay, so click next and then click install. It should install from there. I already have it installed, so I'll cancel it from here and move on. Right, so now that's the MinGW MinGW64. This is a compiler we're using to compile our codes and run them as executables. Alright, so this is the direct download link to the file. So you click on it, it should download, send to the direct download, just straightforward. Okay, yeah, as you can see down here, you just save it and it should download. I already have that too, so I'll just go to the download page and run my file. It's not really a big file, so it should download in a couple of minutes. Alright, that's it. So that's how the typical setup file looks like. MinGW w64 install.exe. That's for Windows. Interestingly, for Linux has a default inbuilt C compiler. That's the GCC. Well, MinGW also gives us the GCC compiler and the GC++ compiler. And in macOS, it uses the CLang to compile both C and C++. So you wouldn't have to install any other compiler. But you can choose to download one if you prefer. But I would recommend you use the default one, because that's what comes with the operating system. And interestingly, it's very good. So you don't need to download a new one. So I'll run my setup file. Okay, so click next. The reason why it's lighted because most of the files it needs are not downloaded, so it downloads them on installation. Please take note of this. Whenever you are installing MinGW, check the architecture and select x86-64. That's very important, and make sure that the thread is POXIX. Please take note of this. It's very important. So click next. And this step is very important. Make sure you highlight everything here and copy. Create a file on the desktop. Somewhere on the desktop. We will need what you have copied, so make sure you save it somewhere safe. You can name whatever you want. I just named it this so that you know that that's why I'm saving the copied text and paste it here. It's very necessary you do this. It's very, very necessary. So you save and minimize. Alright, so now I can click next for install. I already have mine installed, so I'll have to ignore this and cancel it. But if you should face any problem, just hit me up and I'll let you know. Put it in the comments, contact me personally, whatever way you can get contact with me, then try to do so and I'll help you out. Okay, so now we are done installing. So in your apps you should see Visual Studio Code, probably here listed in the recently added, or go to V and I think you'll find it here, Visual Studio Code. Alright, so mine is well installed, and I think the MinGW will not be listed here because it's not okay, this here. Alright, so now we will have to set our environment variable for the C compiler so that we don't have to be in the C folder, in the compilers folder before we can compile our code. We have to put in the environment path so that you can compile our code from anywhere on the computer and anywhere on the terminal, or even the terminal provided in the code editor. Okay, so let's go to the start menu or the search bar, type in environment or variable, and you should see this. So click this and this should pop up. So you see down here environment variables, click on that. It should give you another dialog box and look through, search for path. That's in the user variables. So the account name is Janam, so user variables for Janam, and go to the path, click edit. So in this page you click new and you paste what you copied from the file, the installation, this, you copy this and paste, you paste that here as I just did, and then you bring the backslash, I think I forgot, let me check the PDF. Okay, backslash MinGW, then backslash bin. Okay, let me get that done. Please mind the cases, it should be all in lower cases. 64 backslash bin. I already have mine here, as you can see. That's it. So I'll delete this. This should be it. Okay, and you press OK. Then press OK again. It should be already applied, and press OK again. Then you are done with your environmental path. Okay, so now you can check for your compiler and see if it's working from all parts of the machine. So you press on the Windows key and R, and you should see this dialog box here. Type in CMD, press enter. Okay, so now type in GCC, press enter, or GCC space -- version, press enter. You should see this. See anything apart from this, then there's a problem with your installation. And as I said earlier on, whenever you face any problem, just let me know and I'll get to you and help you solve it. Okay, so now we have our environment path set perfectly, so we can exit the command prompt. And now there's one more thing we need to do. There are a few extensions we can download to our code editor to make our coding experience much more easier and better. So let's open our text editor, that is Visual Studio Code. Should be in a V. Here we go. Right. Okay, this is the usual welcome screen of Visual Studio Code. These are recent folders I have opened. In your case, this might be blank. It should be blank actually. So you come to this part as extensions, and in the search bar type C++. Alright, so the first one, see, C++ IntelliSense debugging from Microsoft is recommended. I recommend this because it's from Microsoft and we are using a Windows machine, so I believe they provide the best experience for the operating system. And then you click install. Just in case it is disabled after installation, click this part to enable it. Until you see disable, the extension has not been enabled. And then look through and you find Compile and Run by Daniel Pinto 8ZZ F6, install and enable. Actually, this enables you to compile your code and run it from the text editor without even opening your terminal. Just press F6 or F7 as it states here, and your code runs perfectly. It debugs and also shows the errors as an output, so that you know if there's some errors there in your code. You can work with that, and it makes coding with C quite easier. So these are the two main extensions I recommend for you. And also, you can download this extension, how Cyan theme. By default, this is not the theme of Windows, Microsoft Visual Studio Code. Sorry, actually this is the. Let me show you the default color theme. That Visual Studio Code. So this is it. Well, it's not really bad, but I do like the contrast in this theme. Okay, let me open the code so you see how the colors are. Documents, code here. Okay, so this is the default color theme for Microsoft Studio, and after installing C and opening a C file, you should see this extension downloading the necessary files. Don't be alarmed, they are very necessary. Just make sure you have internet connectivity to make sure it's successful. Alright, so I downloaded this extension. That's the how Cyan theme, which gives me the dark blue contrast, and it's very nice for me. So that's the color theme I prefer, and I would like to recommend it for you too. The other themes you can also try, like the satin, the firelight, and many more. Just feel free to play around the color themes. You can also create yours and edit it as you prefer. But for me, this is okay, and this is what I'll be working with. I would like you to be using the same tool so that you can also refer to what I am doing. Okay. So we have our main extensions installed, and I'm pretty sure the extension has been updated to the version. Reload Windows. Let me reload the Windows. My extension has just been updated, so I'm sure there's some cool stuff. Let me try running this code to see if it really does work. Okay, I just press F6, it shows compile successfully, and this code is supposed to display hello world, and interestingly it did. Hello world, as you can see here. Okay, so I'm perfectly set up for C development. I hope you also get to this level. As I said, anytime you encounter any error or difficulties, just let me know and I'll help you out. See you in the next video. And if you like this video, click the like button, click subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and click the bell button so that you get notified whenever I upload a new video. Till then, see you.